Without a doubt, annual reports, more formally known as annual reports to shareholders, and distinctly different from the 10-K annual reports that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) requires of public companies, are at the pinnacle of corporate communication. With their glowing words, evocative photographs, and lovely full-color graphs, annual reports can be very compelling reading. The point of the annual report is to provide a summary of exactly how a company has performed in the preceding year, as well as to provide a glimpse of the future. The report is the best source of information for most people to determine the financial health of a company and to learn of any potential problems or opportunities. Building a compelling annual report is a real art and science affair, and more than a few consulting firms are doing very well, thank you, by hiring themselves out to create reports for all kinds of companies. Reading an annual report can be a daunting prospect if you don't know exactly what you're looking for and where to find it. The good news, however, is that most reports are now standardized around a common model of 9 key parts. This organization makes it easy to review any company's annual report after you get the hang of it. Here are the 9 parts, generally presented in the following order. Letter from the Chairman. The letter from the chairman of the board is the traditional place for a company's top management team to explain what a great job it did during the preceding year and to lay out the company's goals and strategies for the future. The letter also is a great place to find apologies for problems that occurred during the year, which may or may not have been solved. Sales and marketing. This section contains complete information about a company's products and services, as well as descriptions of its major divisions and groups and what they do. You should be able to figure out which products are most important to a company and which divisions or groups are most critical to the company's success. 10-year summary of financial results. If the company is at least 10 years old, its annual report contains a presentation of financial results during that period of time. This section is a terrific place to look for trends in growth or non-growth of revenues and profit and other leading indicators of a company's financial success. Management decision and analysis. This section is the place where a company's management team has the opportunity to present a candid discussion of significant financial trends within the company during the past couple years. Letter of CPA opinion. To be considered reliable, a company's financial statements have to be reviewed and audited for accuracy by a certified public accountant, CPA. In this letter, a CPA firm states any qualifications that it has with the company's financial statements. These statements can have great bearing on the reliability of the data or of management's assessment of it. Financial statements. Financial statements are the bread and butter of the annual report. This section is where a company presents its financial performance data. At a minimum, expect to see an income statement, a balance sheet, and a cash flow statement. Be sure to watch for footnotes to the financial statements and read them carefully. You often find valuable information about an organization's structure and financial status that hasn't been publicized elsewhere in the report. For example, you may notice information on a management reorganization or details on a bad debt that was written off by the company. Subsidiaries, brands, and addresses. Here you find listings of company locations, domestic and foreign, as well as contact information, brand names, and product lines. List of directors and officers. Corporations typically have boards of directors, senior business people from both inside and outside the organizations, to help guide them and to provide a broader view of markets and business environments than what's seen by internal managers. Officers include the President, Chief Executive Officer, CEO, Vice Presidents, Chief Financial Officer, CFO, and so forth. Stock price history. This section gives a brief history of the company's stock prices and dividends, showing upward and downward trends over time. Included is information on a company's stock symbol and the listing stock exchange, for example, the New York Stock Exchange, NYSE, or NASDAQ. If you want to read a company's annual report but can't find it, you can go online. With the help of online search engines, finding a company's annual report is easier than ever. Many companies also have investor relations pages on their website, where you can find copies of annual reports and quarterly filings with the Securities and Exchange Commission. An annual report is the best tool that the public has to review the performance of a company. Most annual reports contain plenty of useful information, but now that you have all this terrific info, what should you do with it? We thought you'd never ask. You can analyze the information in a report to get a sense of the near and long-term health of a firm. Here are some definite musts when it comes to reading and analyzing an annual report. Review the company's financial statements and look for trends in profitability, growth, stability, and dividends. Read the report thoroughly to pick out hints that the company is poised for explosive growth or on the brink of disaster. Places to look for such hints include the letter from the chairman, the sales and marketing section, and the management discussion and analysis. Of course, it also pays to keep an eye on the company through the business press and analyst reports. Carefully read the letter of CPA opinion. Be sure that the firm agrees that the company's financial statements are an accurate portrayal of its financial reality. Carefully read any footnotes to the financial statements. These footnotes often contain information about company assumptions that can be critical to a full understanding of the financial statements.